welcome back again, everyone. My name is Joel Browden, and right now we're going to talk about press releases. And so far, obviously, we've targeted our keywords. We've also created some articles, and we've published them. And the first part of the press releases that's very important for you to understand is that your articles or your videos or whatever it is that you're writing a press release about is actually active and published on the internet. So, when we originally produced our articles there and put them into Ezine Articles in the last video, it's going to take a little while for our articles to actually get published. So don't go ahead and try to link them or try to put your press releases out about your article if your article isn't even published yet. We want to make sure that obviously our content is online and active before we go ahead and create our press release. But we can actually create the press release and just wait for it to be published, wait till our article or our video or whatever it is that we wanted to publish there is out before we go ahead and submit the press releases. So this is going to be very simple. We're just going to show you how to rework your articles into a press release. And really, the importance of press releases is to be able to kind of tell the search engines that we've got some fresh news. We've got some original new content and something exciting and new that's out there, and the search engines absolutely love this if there's something new or some news out there that they can pick up and publish. Now, press releases are a great way to obviously create some backlinks and links to your websites and articles and kind of get the articles pushed up in the search engines. But this is kind of a short-term little blast to be able to get rankings a little bit faster, as well as to kind of, I guess, just put it on, put out a little push for a short period of time. This isn't kind of a long-term super strategy, but it is an integral part of every time you're publishing new material to add your press releases out there. Now, we're not going to put a press release out for all 5 different articles that we wrote subjects for. We're going to simply just put it out for the one subject that we wrote it about to be able to get that out there. And obviously the search engines are going to look for supporting content when you do submit your press release. So we want to have the press release kind of link back to the articles or some of the article content the same as the press release, so they can say, yes, there is other original content out about this that's fresh and that's original, so that it can kind of link it there and give the press release some weight. Now, it's very important to format your press release correctly. This is truly key when it comes to releasing putting out press releases, because most of the press release sites won't even take your press release if it's not done correctly. They'll just reject it, and you won't actually get published anywhere. If you want a good resource that I've used in the past for kind of knowledge, for education on press releases, just to learn, is prweb.com. You can obviously use their services. They use kind of some publishing services and stuff to get your press releases out on a lot of different places. Most of what we're doing won't be published on a lot of the news wires, and you're not going to get published in the LA Times and stuff like that, because they just don't pick up home-based business news like this, or it's very, very uncommon. Most of what they pick up is stuff like political or economic news. So using their services is okay, but just don't go in thinking that you're going to pay a little bit of money and all of a sudden your article or your press release is going to end up in the LA Times or the New York Times or all over these different newspapers, because it just isn't. All right, but I use prweb.com as a great resource for learning about press releases and for formatting and all that kind of stuff. So you can check that out just as a resource tool for you. So let's just talk about the layout of a press release, and then we're going to create a press release out of the articles that we had written there in the article writing section. And basically you're just going to start with a headline. Now, a lot of them will give you kind of a certain amount of words or characters. I normally like to keep my press releases to 40, 45, 50 characters or less. And the reason why is you just want to have a nice sharp headline that doesn't go on and on and on. It just needs to catch attention to your press release and obviously say what it's about. And then we're going to make sure that we, lay it out, like I said, like a press release. So it's going to have the city and state, or the city and province, wherever you are, the date, okay, the current date that you're releasing this, and then it's going to go into kind of an initial opening paragraph, which is going to detail out the who, what, when, where, and why of the press release. If you don't have that information in there, again, it's really not going to be picked up by most of these. Some of them don't even publish them if you don't have the correct information in there. All right, paragraphs 2 through 5. I mean, you can write 3 paragraphs, you can write 4, 5, 7. Don't make it too long, but obviously you've got some content in there that you can put. And then we're going to put a short recap. All right. And we're going to do a statement of expertise, and basically that just means, what's the authority that is putting out this press release? Why should we listen to this person or to this company or to this group? So I'm going to go through how to put a statement of expertise together for you, and then at the bottom we're going to put kind of contact information. If you want to learn more, contact this or read more of this article at. That type of thing, and we're going to have a web link in there. All right, so this is just a simple layout of a press release. You can write this down, you can take notes. I'm going to show you how to lay this out here shortly, and I'm going to show you how to publish your press release as well. I'm going to give you also right now a listing of press release hubs, or places where you can get your press releases listed. Pause the video, take notes. These are all of the websites. Just put a www in front of these when you're going to them. All right, if you want. Most search engines will just find them anyway for you. So i-newswire.com, clickpress.com, free-press-release.com, okay, and on and on. So here's a whole bunch that you can use. Again, the majority of these you just have to go set up a free account and you'll be able to submit the press release. There may be 1 or 2 in here, I can't remember which ones, that you might have to pay for. You don't have to bother, just skip through them if they are asking you to upgrade and stuff like that, and just use all the free ones. But the majority of these are all just free ones that you can go ahead and submit your press releases to. All right, so you can go ahead and pause the video now, copy these down into a folder, into a notepad file, or just write them down on a piece of paper just so you've got them. Okay. All right, so that's about it for the press releases. Next, we're just going to put together our press release. So to be able to do that, we're just going to go ahead and grab our article, our original article that we want to write the press release about. Okay, so here's our article again. And basically, we're going to start crafting our press release out of this. So I'm going to I'm just going to grab my press release template that I use, and you can build kind of a short little template like this as well. It's very simple. Again, you can just pause the video and copy it as we go. So let me just grab that, and we're going to start building out our press release. Okay, so here is simply what I use. Believe it or not, every time I write a press release, I just pull up my kind of press release formatting guide here, and all I'm going to do is I'm just going to resave over this. I'm going to name it my new press release, and then I'm going to start typing in just so that I don't lose this copy. Okay, and you can write this out if you want. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just your headline in big bold, 40 characters or less, city, state, date, who, what, when, where, why, your initial your additional content paragraphs, recap statement, statement of expertise, and for more information, your web link. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take basically my article, all right, how to start an online home business, and I'm just going to rework it into this format. And the key to doing this is basically just taking some of this content that I've just built out and writing about it. So obviously I'm going to put a catchy headline, okay, how to start an online business. I'm probably going to rework that a little bit, okay. City, state, that's simple. Date, simple. Who, what, when, where, why. I'm going to have to pull out the who, what, when, where, why of my article, okay. And then I'm just going to pull out some paragraphs out of the article as well. And normally I just pretty much take the paragraphs from kind of the beginning or something like that, just to get people kind of interested. And I'm going to want to leave them hanging. I'm going to have a recap statement of what we covered in the press release. I'm going to have a statement of expertise about myself, okay, why you should listen to me. And then I'm going to basically put, something like to read the rest of the article, get more information, go to, and then I'm going to put a web link that actually brings you back to this article. All right. And you can also do things, we haven't gotten to the YouTube training yet, but you can also do things like to watch information about this on YouTube, or to watch a video about this, that kind of thing. You can obviously put like YouTube links and stuff like that as well. People love video. So, but we're just going to tie this directly to the article. Later on, once we finish the video training and you go through that and you understand how that all works, then we'll start talking about how to do press releases for that as well. All right, so but the format is going to be the same. I mean, there's nothing different. It's just going to be a little bit different where you actually do the links. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to pause the video again. I'm going to build this out and I'm going to show you my finished product on a press release about the article that we wrote, the How to Start an Online Home Business article. Okay, so one thing I just wanted to point out as I'm building this out here, this is a little long. It's about 48, I think 48 or 49 characters. So I've kind of typed in my title here. I've got my city and province. I've got my date. Now what I do with these, just to make sure I don't miss them, is I don't actually kind of erase and type over who, what, when, where, why until I've actually written about that thing. So basically I'm going to kind of write, people can now, all right, and once I got the who, I delete the who, okay, and then once I write about the what, I delete the what out of here. All right, so that as I write this first kind of introductory paragraph, I just find it makes it easier so I don't forget to put in one of the who, what, when, where, why kind of statements. So I'm just going to continue on. Just a little tip as you're writing your press release, especially for the first paragraph. Okay, so I'm just going to show you so far what I've got. I may actually change this title a little bit again. Sometimes I take one or two cracks at the title while I'm writing the news release or the press release. Sorry. But basically, here we go. We've got our city and state. We've got our date. And then we've got our who, local moms and dads. Okay, so local moms and dads can now start their own online home business with a few simple keystrokes from the comfort of their living room. So we've kind of got the who and the where. This year alone in North America, it's reported that every 11 seconds a new online home business is started. The recession is not only responsible for major job losses across the US and Canada, but also the spike in online home business startups. All right, now that sounds like a news story, okay, to me. I've got the who, what, when, where, why. Okay, the why, obviously the recession is creating this. The who, local moms and dads. What, they're starting online home businesses. Where, from the comfort of their homes. And when, this year, I think I kind of got the when, I think, in here. Let me just double check. This year alone, it's reported. Okay, so this year, I mean, basically, this has kind of created the then, the when. So I've got the who, what, when, where, why in here in my section. I'm now going to create my other paragraphs. So I'm just going to basically take the other paragraphs from my sentence. So I did have to rewrite this a little bit just to make it kind of interesting and news kind of sounding. And then I'm just going to take 2 to 5 paragraphs from my article that I already wrote. Okay, so let me just grab some of those. Okay, and I'm going to take everything up to, let's say, and we're going to leave them hanging without giving them the kind of simple formula. Okay, so I'm just going to cut and paste that. All right, so now we kind of give them the intro. We've got the parts about the home-based business, and I might rework a few of these a little bit just to fit in with kind of the intro there. And then basically we just have to write the recap statement, the statement of expertise, and then where they can read the rest of the article. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that now. All right, here we go. So what I've done is I've changed around a couple of these sentences. Things like I just changed it to sound a little more like an article versus, a news kind of paper or press release rather than some of the words that I was using. Most of it's the same now. And then I added in kind of I added in a section here. If you recently lost your job due to tough economic times, maybe time for you to get on the internet and surf your way to success. And then I put the expert kind of sentence in here, why you should listen to me. Joel Broughton's an online home business coach, father of 4, successfully supported his family with an online home business for over 5 years. He now runs an international training program for people seeking to help help in starting a new online business. And then I'm going to put the link here. So basically the link here is I'm going to put the EasyIn Articles link so they can read the rest of the article about the easy step-by-step formula. And then once they're done reading that article, of course that article points back to my website. Okay. So, and you can I also just threw in Joel Broughton, International Online Business Coach. I put my phone number in there as well, which you can do if you like, or you can leave that out. If you just want to read more of the story or to get more details or to watch the video about this, click on there. All right. So that's it for the press release creation. I've got it. I can rework my headline a little bit if I want. I can do, actually the one thing I am going to do here before I go any further is we're going to do a spell check on it, grammar check. I'm actually going to ignore this just because I do want the headline to have all capitals in it. Okay, so that's it. I mean, I've done my spell check, looks good. Make sure you always spell check your documents for release online. Nothing worse than obviously putting stuff out there that has a lot of spelling mistakes or grammar errors and stuff like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to go over to one of our press release sites. I'm going to show you how to register an account. Actually, I'm going to stop this video. We'll make a separate video for registering the account, setting up that. And then I'll show you how to publish the press release as well.